Hi, I'm Matt Frew. What the lecture is going to be about today, as you can see, is dream society, experiential seduction, and technological spectacles. What do we mean? Well, watch this. What is it we're going to look at? Well, we're obviously going to look at this notion of dream branding, as we've called it here, experiential seduction, and technological spectacles. Basically, what we're going to look at is how we live in a world where we just can't escape brands. Everything from like Virgin here, very well established, Milan Fashion Week, brand in its own right, the iconic Glastonbury Festival, a managed brand spectacle. And also we can have nation states or cityscapes even, such as Singapore here, which has become a brand in its own right, displaying the city line through the Formula One circuit. So what we're really arguing is we're going to show you how consumer society really works. But we're also going to show you that consumer society has changed. We believe we're experiencing a shift. It's become incredibly sophisticated and people are looking, what we argue, is they're looking for an experience economy. We've moved from commodities, through products, through services, and now Pine and Gilmer would argue, as we'll show you, that we're moving to what's called an experience economy. And something as fascinating as Burning Man is a classic example of that. And we'll look at that. But the experience economy, as we'll show you, taps the senses. The experience economy is all about triggering your emotions. The experience economy is all about leaving magical memory moments. Ones like this, where it's at a festival, where it's at a sporting competition. And of course, we're going to show you how this is all staged. But most importantly, we're going to show you something else, because it's actually becoming more than that, we would argue. We would say, if you layer on what Rolf Jensen calls dream society, brands need to layer the notion of the dream society. And we're going to show you what that means. Well, it's about creating the power of stories. We're then going to show you how the experiential seduction builds this emotional sensation. And when we add the dream or the fantasy and the imagination of the story, we can actually find ourselves, really captivated. And this, as we'll show in the lecture, is really important for the modern day branded world in which we live. Just watch this.
Hear it. Smell it. Touch it. Taste it. See it. Live it.
So what you get there is you obviously get an advertisement, but one that's built, we would argue, a lot of it themed through certain things. But very interestingly, it hits those classic emotive areas. The senses, hear it, smell it, touch it, taste it, see it, live it. Okay? Building that into the consciousness and also resonated through a sophisticated form of music. However, in the lecture we're going to finish with, we're going to show that the seduction of the spectacle also has a very dark side. The experience economy and dream society may not be so good. So, let's see what that is. That was just a little whistle-stop tour. What we're going to do now is we're going to expand the lecture. And the first thing that you saw there was this issue of consumer society, the sophisticated spectacle of consumer society. And what do we mean when we talk about consumerism? Well, one of the best ways to think about this is to watch this little clip from The Grinch.
Well, these gifts are quite dazzling.
Of course they are. That's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what it's always been about. Gifts. Gifts. Gifts, 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 gifts. You want to know what happens to your gifts? They all come to me. In your garbage. You see what I'm saying? in your garbage. I could hang myself with all the bad Christmas neckties I found at the dump. And the avarice. The avarice never ends. I want golf clubs, I want diamonds, I want a pony so I can ride it twice, get bored, and sell it to make glue. Look, I don't want to make waves, but this whole Christmas season is stupid, stupid, stupid.
Okay, so what did you get there from the Grinch? Consumer society, an all-consuming thing. You've got Christmas time, the classic, you know, I want golf clubs, I want diamonds, I want a pony so I can ride it twice to sell it to make glue, okay? Consumer society, always wanting more, never happy, never satisfied. And that's what branding is all about. We need you to be consuming the next thing continuously. So, where do we go next? We go to what we call the experience economy. This is a shift, and let's look at that.